playing with that sense of urgency that we had today certainly makes you feel better in the locker room. I told them in there, it doesn't feel a heck of a lot better when you invest more. I think in the first half, early in the game, they killed us the first few minutes on the offensive rebound. Steve's got some stats for you there, but we knew they were hurting there. The second part of the first half, we did a great job on the boards. What hurt us the second part of the first half, we couldn't on the free throw line too much, but I really liked what we did. We did have a much greater sense of urgency. JP dove on the floor, got us an extra possession. James Michael dove on the floor, got us an extra possession. And we did a better job getting the offensive rebounds ourselves. And I think that was key for us because they had us 8-0 or 6-0 at one time on the second chance points, and at the end of the half it was 10-8. First half they had some shots that they would normally make that they just missed. And that's just, you feel very fortunate to feel lucky, but I thought James Michael was really active, really effective. I thought he had more than 7 rebounds, but I'll take 9 for 13 out of him every time. His free throws want to start going in. I really believe that, but he's not shooting very well right now. But I thought Marcus gave us a big lift in the second half. I think Marcus had 2 at halftime. He was 1 for 6 or something like that, and he had 13 in the second half. But it was a good basketball game for us, and we need to have that sense of urgency every time we play. If we do have, we've got a better chance. If we don't have that sense of urgency, it's really difficult.
Coach, you mentioned Clemson's offensive rebounding early. That changed at the second media timeout. Is something, you talk about something in that timeout that kind of spurred that change?
I screamed at him, but I don't know if that does anything. I do that several times in every game probably. But I told him we were killing ourselves because we weren't doing a good job of boxing out. And then you got to go get somebody. You got to go put a body on somebody, and then you got to go after the rebound like you really want it. But it was a story the first 8 or 10 minutes of the game, and then I thought the story the next 8 or 10 minutes was our offensive rebound.
55% shooting, you guys, against the defense of those games, 37% shot selection. What was it?
Except for one that Bryce shot in the second half, where he just barely let the ball go, and it looked like it might have even been a pass to some people. That was probably the only shot that I didn't like. We got sloppy there. Nate turned it over. Kennedy turned it over. Bryce took that bad shot, and I think that was 3 out of 4 possessions. But other than that, I was pleased with what we did offensively, and they are good. So shots were going in for us tonight.
James Michael being that active, is that a function of him feeding off the team's sense of urgency, or is the team feeding off him being active?
Well, it's all we've talked, not all, but that's the majority of what we've talked about for 4 days in practices, and I think that James Michael did set the tone, how active he was, and he was the first one to dive on the floor for the baseball. And you should play like that. I almost don't feel like I should congratulate him because that's where you should play the game. But our teams have typically done that, but we haven't done it nearly as much this year. But I think probably it's a little bit of both. I think they fed off him. There's no question how hard he was working on the boards, but I think also he saw his teammates were doing the same thing.
Is there anything you and your staff can do to get that to become the consistent way they play, or is that up to them?
Most of the time it's up to them, and I'm not trying to blame our kids, but you've heard me say, and every coach says, and shouldn't have to coach after it, but it's, the more invest, like the stock market. You can't make money if you don't invest. It's basketball. You can't get success unless you really invest. And I think you go in there, every one of them tell you this was our best game in a long time, how hard we played. I mean, I said something quickly to Brad, that's the hardest we've played in several weeks. But I'm going to try to keep emphasizing it, screaming, stomping, whatever it takes kind of thing, but they've got to bring it. And when they do that, we've got a chance to be a good team.
Going 3rd straight game with Kennedy in double figures, is he becoming a fixture in the starting lineup for you guys?
I don't know. It's strange. I let 4 guys vote. I think I said this to the TV people before the game. I let Hubert, CB, Steve, and Brad. I said, all you guys vote and start a lineup, and I didn't start the lineup that any of them put out there. So it just depends what kind of mood I'm in. But he's really done some better things, yes. And I tell you, another guy that only played very few minutes, but really gave us, Desmond played 4 minutes and really gave us a big lift. He was great defensively. I think he had a block shot. He's been out with concussion, but in the first half, I thought when we started to get some separation, I think when Desmond was in there. Desmond, Joel, Kennedy, they should be each other's biggest fans. And if they do that, then we've got that chemistry that we need to have. And one of them, I don't care if it's the whole season or whatever, but somebody's got to step up every game, and Keith's been Kennedy the last couple of times.
Is Kennedy starting to get in good enough shape where he can start playing longer stretches now?
I don't know, the other night I think he played the last 13 minutes of the game, but we were so bad, I just wanted him to stay out there, that kind of thing. Bryce played 7.5 minutes in the other night, and just took him out and gave him a breather. But I'd like for him to be, there's no magic way, I'd like for him to be lower so he can be more explosive. He didn't handle it quite as well inside 5 of 9, and every one of the shots were 3 inches away from the basket. But he is doing some good things, and he's working harder defensively, and is the best passer.
Can you talk about
This could be like a springboard, not to say that you'll run the table the rest of the way, but the way you guys won with the sense of urgency that you were talking about?
Well, if they'll embrace that and do that every game, it'll help us. But in this league, it's nothing's a given. We could go out the next time, and I did honestly ask our team who we played next and what night it was. And that's the way I look at things, and we've got to be able to do it every night. We have no chance if we don't do that. I've had some teams that were very gifted that could win without the best effort. This is a team that really needs to have that maximum effort.
Can you talk about your team defense tonight? It seemed like every shot Clemson took was contested. They didn't get any good looks.
Well, we tried to, but I really do believe that they had some open looks in the first half, particularly they just didn't make. Now, at the end of the game, I thought they were making every three down the stretch the last 4 or 5 minutes. They made 4 of their 6 threes, I think, in the last 4 minutes of the game. But we are trying to get better defensively. I think the kids understand how important it is, but I also think we were fortunate that Clemson missed some shots.
Coach, what do you think's changed in James Michael between the last couple seasons and this one? More consistency, more explosiveness?
I love the way he played tonight. Okay, I love the way he played last Saturday against Virginia. I think he did some good things, but I want him to be consistent every day, every day, every day, and we're still looking for that. And I think it was 9 for 13. I think, if I'm not mistaken, last Saturday was like 7 for 10 or something too. So
His last 4 games, he's 27 of 44,
okay,
60+%.
yeah, we'd take that. Now, if we just translate that over to the free throw line too, we'd really be pleased.
Anybody else? Okay, players are available in the lounge. Thank you.
Not asking you about